What's up guys, Old 7 here. I'm going to make this video to show and actually compare the difference between reforging Haste and reforging Mastery. A lot of DKs like to reforge Haste, Crit, Mastery. I often run Mastery, Crit, Haste for the extra dot pressure. Now at the end of showing you the difference between Haste and Mastery and how hard the Blood Plague and Frost Fervors hit, we're going to look at single target damage. But to start off, let's look at how hard the dots hit with Haste. I have two sets of full tyrannical gear, gem exactly the same. The only difference is the reforge. I am using two PvE trinkets, and that's a whole nother video. Now there's going to be two variables that I cannot control here. Number one is the PvE trinkets proccing. Number two, how many times each test it has critical strikes. Now take note that critical strike is number 2 in Reforge priority in both sets of gear. So that's one of those variables that we have no control over but can change the numbers. I have done this test about 7 different times now, so I do have my conclusions in the end, and I'll share those with you when we're done. Alright, Haste gear, I'm going to do one Plague Strike, and I'm going to run away and let's see what the dots do. First, let's reset and get Horn of Winter in its full. Alright, move this out of the way. Alright, one hit, got it up. Alright, now, let's see here. Blood Plague is hitting for 12,956. And Frost Fervor is hitting for 10,041. Alright, so I did see a crit. There's two crits. They're doing about 20,000 crits. So let's look at an extra 40,000 damage. Alright, so we have 300,000. 774 overall damage for Haste, which is a lot. Usually it's around 260,000, 270. Average is about 280,000. But because I had two crits there, I pumped the numbers up a bit. So two crits. If we have two crits by chance on the next Mastery test, then that evens out, which is fine. I'm going to change over to Master gear. Reset my damage done. Alright. Reapply Horn of Winter. Same exact test. I think everything's good to go. Dots are applied. Alright, now we're doing 16,266 and 10,131. There's a crit. It says one crit. It'd be nice if I got another crit out of this. 7 seconds. Come on, crit. Didn't work out. Alright, so that Haste has an extra 20,000 damage on it. So we'll take that 20,000 out in a moment. Alright, our overall damage was 322,488. Now if you take out that crit, you're looking at 280,000 damage for Haste. So you're looking at about 40,000 damage difference on the Mastery side, which is about right. It's usually about 60 to 70,000 damage higher in dots, respecting the Mastery. Now that's all fine and dandy. The next question is single target damage. Say for in 2s, what's the best reforge for 2s, 3s, and arguably 5s and RBGs. We'll get to 5s and RBGs momentarily. But let's just say for duels, 2s, and 3s. You really want to get a good amount of single target pressure. while keeping dots up on the number 2 target, which is fine. Alright, so I have everything reset. I am in mastery gear. I want to change it to my haste gear. Alright, I'm going to try. I'm going to do a 30-second rotation. I'm not going to use Death Coil. I'm going to use 1 Blood Plague to apply dots. I'm going to use my other Unholy Runes and all the Unholy Runes from that point out as Scourge Strikes. The other 2 runes, whether it be Death Runes or Blood Frost Runes, are going to be Festering Strikes. I'm going to go for 30 seconds, and whatever runes are left over, I'm not going to wait for them to recharge. 30 seconds is what it's going to be. Alright, here we go. We have 10 seconds, 7, get 1 more Scourge in. Alright, pause it there, move away. Alright, I didn't see what procced and what didn't proc. I didn't see, and you can see the difference now is they're really about the same in dots, the dot pressure. Yep, the same exact numbers on the dot pressure is about the same. So we'll do about another 12 seconds, about 10 more seconds. We'll look at the overall damage done for the single targets. Now I'm thinking that on the single target, the haste is going to be more damage. Alright, so overall we got 1,240,539 in about a minute. That's how much damage you did in a minute to a single target on the Raid of Training Dummy. Of course, in Battlegrounds and PvP, it's not going to be that much because we're not factoring in resilience, we're not factoring in a bunch of things. But this is a good way to kind of measure it out. Alright, I'm going to reset everything, change my gear to mastery gear. Same exact rotation. When our winter is up. Alright. Going to hit play. Alright, Scourge Strike. Wait and see, it's a lot longer for these festering strikes to come along, about a half a second faster. If you add it up, it's going to be about. Well, actually, we'll do the math here a little bit. Might be able to get this in. Nope, didn't get it in. We didn't get that last Scourge Strike in. And so we'll let these dots come off. I mean, I could have. It was probably a hair difference, but I'm going to give the benefit to Haste. And we did the same 30-second rotation. I think I don't know how many different, if we were down, how many festering strikes, how many Scourge Strikes, I'm not sure. We've got 3 seconds left on this. Big crits for mastery though, isn't it? Alright, so the overall damage is 1,375,411. Alright, we're looking at about 100,000 more damage on a single target spec into mastery. However, again, I've done this 5 to 7 times. The damage difference comes with the haste is over mastery in single target. Not by much. It's really not by much, but the haste does do more damage in single target. Now consider this for a moment. Let's move on an argument. Consider we're doing. Okay, bear with me. 4s, because we got 4 dummies in front of us. Pretend there's a 4s arena, or we were an RBG team fight, 5 versus 5. Okay, me being the 5th. But let's see if I can dot these goofballs up, and we'll see the overall damage done. And you'll kind of get understanding why I go this way. I'm just going to hit a couple targets and dot them up, and we'll do the difference in damage again. Now I'm going to go back to haste gear. Okay, get my Horn of Winter up. And that dotted everybody up. Everybody's dotted. Now let me target this guy over here. Lots of pressure going on this team right here. A lot of pressure. Alright, dotting up once on 4 targets in haste is 1,184,316. Alright, mastery time. You know what's going to happen here. It's quite obvious. Alright, everybody's dotted, moving away. Alright, still critting for 30k, and I think I saw 60k there for some reason. 30k, 21, I mean, big crits, big crits. Got about 5 seconds left on these guys over here. Alright, depending on crits, depending on procs, so we have 1,180,000. $861. Alright, there might have been a difference of 2,000 damage in that rotation. The variables are trinket procs and crits. I can tell you from the other 7 different times I've done this, there was about an 800,000 damage difference. Up worst, I've seen 1.5 million different damage between the two. So there it is, guys. I argue that single target damage 2s and 3s, you want to run haste. Duels, you want to run haste. RBGs and 5s, I probably would go with mastery if you're one of those DKs that can keep your dots up. If you're one of those DKs that just do not pay attention to your dots, you might want to stick with haste. But I am just big on dot pressure in RBGs and in arenas. That's just kind of my thing, which unfortunately it takes my mind off of CC a little bit, takes my mind off of positioning, because I'm trying to keep everybody dotted. I guess you have to find a happy medium in there. But there it is, guys. That's the difference. Hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments on the bottom, your arguments, things that you would do different, things you do the same. Love to hear your comments.